This is our guide to every single host city of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm Megan Spurell, and I'm an editor at Condé Nast Traveler, where I'll be covering the games. This is going to be an especially epic World Cup because it is the first time it's taking place across 3 host countries, the US, Mexico, and Canada. There will be 48 teams from Brazil, Norway, Argentina, Japan, playing across 16 cities, and there will be fans from around the world filling iconic stadiums like this one. This is our guide for where to eat, where to hang, where to sleep, and how to get to the games and tap into local fandom wherever you're headed. Two things to know about this video. First of all, the stadium names during the World Cup are all going to be changed. So Miami's Hard Rock Stadium is going to be called Miami Stadium. In this video, we're using their existing names because that is what you can use to search online, figure out where they are and stuff near them. Secondly, we're going to be talking about FIFA Fan Fests throughout this video. These are big, free, public events. So picture places where there's a big screen up, you can watch the games even if you don't have a ticket and engage with fandom and other fans. Our first stop is New York, New Jersey. The stadium is actually in New Jersey, in East Rutherford, which is about an hour from the center of New York City. But that's okay because you can take a train from Penn Station right over and there will be shuttles for the game. If you're in the city, you can be just about anywhere and you're gonna have a great time. I'm gonna be walking around every day in different jerseys and definitely in bars of whichever country is playing. But you can also go to the Fan Fest in Rockefeller Center or Queens. To give you even more advice, we phoned in a couple local experts.
If people are coming here and they want to move around, the most important thing is you got to look up our subway systems before you get here. We also don't know what the hell's going on, okay? There's an announcement that sounds like a dinosaur is eating a tin can that's telling you the one train you're on has now switched to a different track. But most importantly, it will get you somewhere close. And that's, I think, super important because the stadium that is going to play the games is not in New York City proper. It is outside. And now you can't take an Uber to it because they just announced they're not even allowing a parking lot. You're going to have to take public transportation to New Jersey. There's going to be big signs. Everyone's going to be doing it together. If you are from a nation and you're going to a game at MetLife that nation is playing, follow everyone in the same shirt you're in.
That's a good, yeah.
The final is going to be here in New York. New York is a place that for the longest time, we're both children of immigrants. We have a big statue in the water that tells you we welcome everyone. Well, now everyone's coming, and I can't wait.
Guadalajara. This is going to be a top destination in Mexico to see games, and they will all take place at Estadio Akron, just outside the city. To get there, usually people drive. It's about 30 minutes by car, but I imagine with the World Cup traffic, you're going to want to do a combo of the train and bus to get there. Just plug it into Google Maps and it'll do the work for you. The thing about Guadalajara is you cannot leave without trying 2 iconic dishes. So one is birria. It's really great meat, stewed, served in tacos, you probably know it. And also their torta ahogada, which is this sandwich that's dipped in a really good sauce full of more meat. Luckily, there are a couple places to try these dishes right near the FIFA Fan Fest downtown, and those are the Mercado San Juan de Dios and Corona. Next up is my hometown of Los Angeles. So the games in LA are going to take place at the SoFi Stadium, which is actually in Inglewood, California. Conveniently, it is very close to LAX, the airport. If you don't have tickets to the actual games, you're going to want to head to Fan Fest, which in LA is going to happen at the Coliseum. So there's going to be live music, tons of different activities, and you're going to be able to meet fans from all over the world. LA is famous for not being very walkable, but there's actually a lot to eat and drink right around SoFi Stadium. I would say go to Three Weavers Brewery. There's usually food trucks right outside as well, or you can go to Dewlands for soul food. You can also find Persian food, Italian food, tacos of every kind right there. This is another fun one. The stadium is not actually in Dallas, but it's in Arlington, Texas, which is in between Dallas and Fort Worth, right in the middle. So you can stay in either if you're going. And you might know about the stadium because it is incredibly technologically advanced. There's a retractable roof that can completely cover the stadium in 10 minutes. As far as the Dallas-Fort Worth games go, there's one place you need to be every night as far as I'm concerned, and it is Billy Bob's. This is probably the world's largest honky-tonk. I believe it. It has 32 bar stations, a mechanical bowl, huge dance floor. It has been open since 1981 and it has seen the likes of Willie Nelson and Tanya Tucker on stage. Next stop, Mexico City. The games in Mexico City are going to take place at Estadio Azteca. For those of you who know Mexico City, you'll know that this is in the south in a neighborhood called Coyoacan. Famously, it's where Frida Kahlo lived, and you can go visit her house if you book tickets well in advance. But it's also nice to walk around this kind of bohemian, laid-back neighborhood, which also has a great market, Mercado Coyoacán, for street food. As for where to stay in Mexico City, there are a few neighborhoods that are well loved by travelers, and for good reason. Condesa, Roma Norte, and Juarez are all neighborhoods where you can walk out of your hotel or Airbnb and find everything at your fingertips. But if you like a little bit more of an old school vibe, which I do, I would suggest going to Centro, where there's a lot of historic bars that will definitely be playing the games. Once again, we phoned a friend to get some local tips.
We are very excited about the next FIFA World Cup. We are going to host 5 games.
Where in Mexico City specifically can fans go to tap into this energy?
So in Mexico, we are very friendly people, and we are about stay with family and friends and go to the cantinas. For example, in Mexico, if you want a cantina before the game, maybe in Garibaldi, Tenampa is a good choice because they have tequila, of course, mezcal. After the game, you can go to downtown. The Zócalo is going to have a big fan fest too with big screen. There is a lot of restaurants and bars in the balconies that you can see the cathedral, the Palacio Nacional, the National Palace, and it's going to be very amazing. Those places, I think we are going to have a big party there. If you are going to the games, please take the trolleys. They are going to be free. And check in FIFA World Cup page because they have like these recorridos. They have these
routes.
Yes, thank you. Because it's going to be free, it's safe, and it's going to be faster. Thank you, guys. My name is Caro Padron from ESPN Mexico. We are very excited to receive you. See you at the stadium. See you in Mexico City. Go for tacos, go for a dream, go for a Mexican party. You're going to enjoy very much. Thank you.
Next up, Kansas City. This is where I'm actually going to go see a game. And they will all take place at the Arrowhead Stadium, which is usually home to the Kansas City Chiefs and is a Guinness World Record holder for being the loudest stadium in the world. So bring your earplugs. As you probably know, Kansas City is a sports city. So head to the Power and Light District, where you will find a 9-block strip of sports bars. And you are definitely going to want to pop into Johnny's Tavern and Sporting KC's No Other Pub. On my Kansas City itinerary is eating tons of barbecue. I want to go to Arthur Bryant's and Joe's, and I'm going to see Argentina play Algeria, and I cannot wait to be amid all the screaming fans. Philadelphia. The games are going to take place at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. It is the famous home of the Philadelphia Eagles. As for where to stay in Philly, you can stay just about anywhere. It's very well connected. But if you're a first-time visitor, I would say stay in Old City. This is near the historic sites and has beautiful cobblestone streets and a nice historic feel. If you want a little bit more of a neighborhood experience, go to South Philly. There are great dive bars to watch the game, and you'll be close via public transportation to the stadium itself. If you have downtime in the morning or afternoon, head to the 9th Street Italian Market. This is an open-air market with cheese shops, butcher shops, record stores, a little bit of everything. You might recognize it from the training montage in Rocky, and it's a great place to spend a few hours. Next stop, Miami. So the Miami games will take place at the Hard Rock Stadium, which is actually in Miami Gardens, which if you look at a map is sort of halfway between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. As for where to engage in the fandom, Miami's neighborhoods like Little Havana and Little Haiti are going to be great hubs where a lot of communities will come together, and you are going to find restaurants and sports bars packed to the brim with people watching their team play. If you want to escape the chaos in Miami, go to the beach. So you can go to the Miami Beach Boardwalk in the south, which is a 9-mile stretch where you can bike, rollerblade, walk, sunbathe, whatever, or for even more quiet, go to Mid Beach or North Beach. We've got another friend on the line with some more tips for you.
What makes Miami a great host city for the World Cup is just the football fever and atmosphere that exists just day to day, right? We're not just a soccer town because the World Cup's here. We're a soccer town through and through, and you'll see that when you get here. So if you're looking for more of a soccer vibe during days that maybe aren't match days or there's not big games on the TV and you just want to embrace the Miami culture, you'll find pickup games on the beach, people kicking around, especially during the World Cup. Who wouldn't want to kick a ball on South Beach with the ocean behind you? If you've been to Rio, you know that on the beaches in Rio, everybody's playing soccer. I don't think you'll get it to that extent here in Miami, but you can still get a good memory there. And then pickup soccer is also a big thing. I mean, there's just different pockets in different parts of town. You can find games in Wynwood, you can find games in North Miami, you can find games pretty much, and you can find places in downtown in Brickell that have like little fields where you can play. Thank you guys. We'll see you on game day here at Hard Rock Stadium. Take my advice. Don't be late. Otherwise, you're going to be kicking yourself for not listening to Franco Panizo. If you want more tips, at Franco Panizo on Twitter/X, and Miami Total Football for all your Inter Miami coverage.
Atlanta. The Atlanta games are going to take place at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and you can get there by using MARTA, which is the rapid transit, which also connects directly to the airport. In between games, you can experience Atlanta's incredible civil rights history, or go to artsier neighborhoods like Decatur or Little Five Points, which are walkable, have great art scenes, and tons of nightlife. Monterrey. In this city, the games are going to take place at Estadio BBVA. But if you don't have tickets, you can go to the Fan Fest, which will be in Parque Fundidora. This is going to have tons of live music, jumbotrons playing the game, and of course, great food. So you're going to want to look out for cabrito, which is baby goat, machacado, which is dried meat, and of course, carne asada. Toronto. The games in Toronto are going to take place at BMO Field, which is an exhibition place along the city's waterfront. Now, this is the first soccer-specific stadium in all of Canada, so it's a great place to see a game. In Toronto, you're going to want to dive into the multicultural food scene, and there's a few places to do that. In Kensington Market, which is known for its vintage shopping, you'll also find Caribbean patties and great tacos. There's also Scarborough Market, which has West African food and South Asian cuisine. And you can go to St. Clair West, which is known for Italian and Portuguese food with Latin American influences. For even more tips, I've called a local.
What is soccer culture usually like throughout the year in Toronto?
The common, messaging around Canada is that Canada is a hockey country, but honestly, I feel like Toronto is a soccer city and people don't really realize it. The fanfare and the appreciation for the game is here. It's just from a worldwide scope, people don't know about it yet. But Toronto's such a multicultural city that within like a 10-kilometer radius, you'll be able to touch different neighborhoods of Italian communities, Portuguese, Greeks, Jamaicans, Colombians, Brazilians, Polish people, right? So there's so many different pockets, and since it's such a melting pot, you'll pretty much be able to get whatever you want in terms of food, fanfare, culture, right? So there's so many little pockets. You want to really feel the festivities, be sure you're there for the national anthem, feel the energy and whatnot. I would say you want to be at the stadium at least an hour before. If you could get there too, that'd be great. You're making your whole day out of it, which is fantastic. But try to be around Toronto within the mix in that, waterfront area so that you're close to the stadium and you're not missing out on any game time.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event. Who knows when the World Cup is ever going to come to Toronto ever again. So I think fans should definitely take advantage of that. And I would say probably 2 hours to enjoy those fan festivals, to go visit all those different spots in Toronto before going into the game.
Next up, Houston. Houston's games are going to be at the NRG Stadium. Fun fact, Houston is known as Space City because of the NASA presence. So if you're traveling with kids, I would definitely suggest going to the Space Center Museum. They have a ton of interactive exhibits that adults will enjoy as well. When you're in Houston, make sure to try Viet Cajun food. So this is an intersection of Cajun flavors and Vietnamese food. Picture a big crawfish boil, but the spices come from Louisiana, but you're also going to get some lemongrass, some fish sauce. There are a ton of restaurants throughout the city, but Houston is known for a bit of traffic, so look online to find a spot near you. Boston. The Boston games are going to take place at Gillette Stadium, which, as every Boston resident has reminded me, is incredibly far away. It's basically an hour, whether you're driving or taking the train. Whichever one you're doing, you need to have booked this like yesterday. Do it now. You either have to buy a train ticket or get a parking spot at the stadium. To tap into Boston's iconic sports culture, head to Kenmore Square. This is the area right around Fenway Park where there are a ton of sports bars and restaurants. One favorite is Eastern Standard Kitchen and Drinks, which will be showing all of the games. Vancouver. All of the games are going to take place at BC Stadium, which is right in the heart of downtown. The city is known for having incredible Asian diasporas and so many restaurants that have come from them. So whether you want sushi, South Asian curries, Korean food, you'll find it all here. But the stadium itself is actually walkable from historic Chinatown. You can't talk about Vancouver without talking about its natural beauty, and one of the best places to experience that right in the heart of the city is at Stanley Park. So take a walk along the seawall and you'll get sweeping views of the Vancouver Harbor. San Francisco Bay Area. So this is another one where the stadium, which is Levi Stadium, is not actually in the heart of San Francisco, but about an hour south in Santa Clara. So that's why it's part of the greater Bay Area. If you want easy access to the game, I would suggest staying somewhere where you can access the Caltrain. So in San Francisco proper, that's somewhere like Mission Bay, Dogpatch, or to be kind of close but still in the thick of things, the Mission District. One reason to stick around before or after a game is that Santa Clara is actually known as a bit of a Koreatown. It is home to one of the largest Korean populations in the country, which means amazing Korean restaurants. So a few picks on my end are Jang, Silla, and Pike's Noodle. You will eat so well. Seattle. So Seattle's games will be played at the Lumen Field, which many have called the most walkable NFL field in the entire country. A few things within walking distance are the incredibly fun sports bars of Pioneer Square, the newly revitalized Waterfront Park, and of course, Pike's Place Market. So whether you're celebrating a win, mourning a loss, or looking to kill some time, there's something for you. You have questions? I have answers.
I'm going to the Mexico versus South Africa match on June 11th with a group of friends, and it's our first time visiting Mexico City. We're only going to one match, so we're going to have a lot of downtime. Is there anything we should do with our free time? Thanks.
In Mexico City, there are incredible museums if you want to escape from some of the chaos and stimulation. You will have your pick. I will say you are going to want to book tickets in advance, especially if you are trying to go to Frida Kahlo's house or any of the Luis Barragan houses.
I'm going to a match in Philly, and while there, I'm trying to also go up to NYC. Do we need to rent a car, or what's the best way to get to New York? And when in Philly, where do we get a good Philly cheesesteak?
Okay, to get from Philly to New York, you do not need a car. You can take public transportation from 30th Street Station in Philly to Penn Station in New York City, and you use public transport the rest of the time. Easy. As for Philly cheesesteaks, it's very subjective. A lot of locals love Angelo's in South Philly, but if you want a little riff on the classic, there's an Indian fusion Philly cheesesteak at Little Sicily Pizza 2, which is great.
My family is flying in for a match in Dallas. We're going to be there for a few days, and we're curious what else we should do while we're in town.
Yes. Dallas is actually, fun fact, home to the first ever Six Flags. So it's like a 5-minute drive from the stadium. Talk about a good time.
I'm hoping to get to Toronto for a match. Where should I fly into and what neighbourhood is closest to the stadium?
I have a lot of opinions on this one. The only airport to fly into in Toronto is Billy Bishop. It is walkable from the stadium. It is walkable from downtown. That's where you need to fly into. Flyporter Airlines, which also give you free booze and economy. Hot tip. And if you want to just stay right there in Liberty Village, you could literally walk from Billy Bishop to your hotel and to the stadium. There you go. Thank you so much for staying with us till the end. I am so excited for this year's World Cup. And if you have any other questions or tips for other fans, leave them in the comments below.